Okay, so this is my first video on this channel, and I'm going to go out for a power walk after work here. I live in Florida, and I live in a nice little subdivision, Central Florida, and I work from home. And I like to go power walking 3 times a day, usually for at least a half an hour. Actually, now that I think about it, I need to get my Galaxy Watch set up to time this walk. Okay, here we go. So anyway, yeah, I get out here and power walk 3 times a day for about a half an hour, sometimes an hour. And I'm not retirement age yet, but I will be soon. So I have altered my fitness program to cater towards my retirement years and beyond. What I mean by that is, instead of, like, I used to ride a bike for cardio and jog, and at my age, that's not really the best cardio workout for me, I've found. And it's not just me saying that, it's what I'm learning from fitness experts. So what I'm finding is 2 things when it comes to fitness, actually. One is that, you know, power walking is one of the best exercises you can do when you're in your retirement years. So I got rid of my bikes and started power walking. And the other reason is because I would love to retire overseas, especially in Europe and Italy. I don't need these right now. Take these off. If you've ever been in Europe or Italy, you probably noticed that you're going to do a lot of walking in that part of the world, a lot more than we do here in the United States, and especially Florida. So that's another reason, because my wife and I have gone to Europe a number of times, and on vacation and on business. And yeah, we were walking a lot. And the first time we did that, I was surprised, because I thought, you know, I'm in great shape. I ride my bike all the time. I mean, every day, right? So I should be fine walking in Europe. Nope. Walking condition is not the same as, or I should say, biking condition is not the same as walking condition. Walking condition is a different type of workout. And so, yeah, I decided that I needed to condition myself for walking for those reasons, because that is how I would like to retire. I would like to retire in Europe, especially Italy. Love Italy. And you know, if you're not in good walking condition, it's going to be hard for you. So that's one thing. Another thing is, I used to be really into powerlifting, and actually competed in powerlifting, got a couple of medals, and even have a Florida state record for my weight class and my age bracket. But that's not really something you want to do in your retirement years. So I stopped doing that. I was doing Japanese jiu-jitsu, and I was starting to get back into that, and decided that that was not something I want to do when I get older either, and actually shifted back to Taekwondo, because it's well, to me, it's not as realistic of a martial art as jiu-jitsu. It is lower impact, I'll put it that way, and it does require you work your abdominal region, your core, more than depending on how you look at it. I mean, so it's really, I'm really looking at it for health reasons, and also my joints. Jiu-jitsu is really hard on the joints. Anyway, so I had to alter that as well. And I was talking about powerlifting. Instead of powerlifting now, I'm doing, oh, here's another thing. When you practice Taekwondo, you don't need a teammate to train with, you know. You can just practice your moves. Whereas with jiu-jitsu, you have to have another person to throw around or to get thrown around by. So what I'm looking at is designing my fitness program so that it's more realistic to my lifestyle. And I can't always count on having somebody to train my judo moves with, or grappling, if I'm traveling all the time. Whereas with Taekwondo, I don't need a training partner. I can just, practice that. So, by myself, or any martial art that is not a grappling style. So, yeah, I made that shift. And then I was talking about powerlifting. I got away from weights and started using body weight. So, when you're lifting weights, it's for a couple of reasons. Again, it goes back to what my body can handle at a certain age, and also my lifestyle. So if I'm traveling a lot and going to Europe, it's hard to have a workout program that you can be consistent with if your environment is always changing, right? But with what I call body weight exercises, you can be consistent with that no matter where you are. But with weight machines, you can't always depend on having access to that. So what I did was I started, instead of just using light weights to protect my joints, I started doing body weight exercises, and I just break them into muscle groups, just like I did with weights. So chest day is just a lot of push-ups. Tricep day is specific types of push-ups that isolate the triceps really well, and also dips, which you can do between two chairs, The back, you can do chin-ups if you can't access, or pull-ups. If you can't access something that you can pull yourself up on, then you can do some exercises in front of a bathroom sink or a kitchen sink, and I'll show you guys how to do that. It's really cool. It's surprisingly effective. It's not going to make you as strong as you would be with weights, but none of these things do. But they are going to keep those muscle groups developed, and that's really what you're trying to do, is avoid atrophy. Legs, all kinds of squats. Your core, all kinds of abdominal exercises. And I started doing this thing recently that I really like. It's called armchair yoga, and that's where you literally sit there in a chair and you do a bunch of exercises. That works really well. I like that. So there's that, and now here's the tough one, or another tough one, I should say, and that's the biceps. So it may seem simple. If you're trying to work the biceps, but you don't want to use weights, you can use objects around the house, and they're all at different weights. Or you can, if you're in a hotel room, usually they have a piece of furniture like a chair or something like that that you can kind of do curls with. Now, another one that's kind of like that is shoulders. Now, I've got pretty strong shoulders, so what I do are what I call handstand push-ups. I get up in a handstand position with my back against the wall, and I just push up. And I'm not able to do a lot of reps that way, but it's significant enough that it keeps my shoulders in good shape, keeps them strong. Forces me to stay lean too, because if you get too heavy from being overweight, it's more difficult to do the handstand push-ups. So I have to keep my body weight low. I want to do that anyway because of heart disease and that sort of thing. I want to keep my body fat level low and avoid processed foods and sugars and things like that. And I got a bunch of different recipes that I can share with you that can help you to do that. I've designed some recipes that are really good, but if you read the recipe, it sounds like, I'll put it this way. There's this one sauce that I make. I call it artery sauce. And basically, the artery sauce is made up of superfoods that are all good for your arteries, the artery walls. And I was putting together a list of these things that experts were saying were really good for the artery walls and reducing fat buildup and plaque and all that. And I looked at the list and I thought, God, I could make a sauce or something out of this. Use it sort of like, kind of like ketchup or something, and put it on food. So I think it'd be really delicious, and it turns out that it is. So I was a vegan for about 7 years. I was a whole foods, plant-based vegan, and I started to find it more and more difficult to keep my carbohydrate level down, keep my protein level up. And the thing is that I started that diet for my health, because I have a family history of high cholesterol and plaque. And I thought, well, I got into that because I wanted to do it for my health. And I thought, well, one thing I could do is, since I did do it for my health, is I could start eating fish, get my protein intake up, get my omega-3s in my diet, and iodine, which is good for the thyroid, and take care of those issues. I didn't go into a vegan diet for political reasons or anything like that, or activism. I did it for my health. So I thought, well, this would be for my health, So I started eating fish again a few months ago, and I'm really glad I did. This gives me a lot more options for protein. Also, when my wife and I go out to dinner or we travel, it's easier for me to order off the menu. A lot of restaurants don't have plant-based meals. And I thought, yeah, I'm not doing this for activism or anything like that. I'm doing it for my health. So there was a there was a transitional period of about a week or two where I was trying to get used to eating fish again, but I got over it. And yeah, I feel a lot better. I wasn't getting enough B12 either. I ate a lot of delicious food because my wife learned a bunch of really good vegan recipes. Like I said, it has its limits. Now, my wife, she's a cancer survivor, so she had pretty much become a pescatarian in order to avoid all the junk that they put in other animal products, and because the toxins in those other forms of animal products were giving her hot flashes that were related to medication she had to take post chemotherapy. And she was very happy when I decided to start eating fish again, because then it was like, oh, okay, this is great. We have a lot more options for meals when we go out, and yeah, this is awesome. So she was very happy about that. So you're probably wondering why I'm dressed the way that I'm dressed. I think it was about 10 years ago. I got hit by a car once when I was riding my bike, and it's not that dressing this way the driver would have seen me, because she was not even looking in my direction, but I'm just taking every precaution that I can to make sure that I don't get hit by a car again. Because I gotta tell you, I could take a lot of punishment, even at my age. I could take a lot of punishment with the things that I've put my body through. I know how to fall, because in jiu-jitsu, that's the first thing you learn is how to fall. But that car hitting me, I thought it broke my shoulder. It didn't. It just jammed it. But it did give me 2 fractures near my elbow. And I've never had a broken bone in my body in my whole life. So that really surprised me. It was a wake-up call for me, because it made me realize that the stuff you see in movies and TV shows of when a guy gets hit by a car, it's not that big of a deal. He rolls off or whatever. No, a car can easily kill you, So that was something that I had to learn hard way, I guess. I'm trying to get used to carrying my camera this way, because this is what I want to do. I want to take you with me through, you know, all the things that I do to train for my retirement years. And I'm not saying the shots are always going to be like this, you know. Sometimes the shots are going to be on a tripod. Sometimes they're going to be handheld, you know. Depends on what I'm sharing with you. But this is going to be a common scenario. So I'm in my garden right now. This is my wife's mango tree, which I've been growing for her since it was a pit. I think it's about 4 or 5 years old. And then behind me are my plantain trees. And I used to have 4. Yeah. And I have a lot of yucca, and which is also known as cassava. I've got, let's see, what's called guandules, and also called pigeon peas. Most of those have dried up and died off. I'm not sure what happened to them. But anyway, yeah, this is my food garden. I need some work. This weekend I'm gonna get out here with my tools. It's overgrown right now with grass and weeds. I've been really busy lately. I have a number of contracts going on all at the same time, and it requires me to do a lot of overtime. So it takes away a lot of my free time that I would normally be applying to maintaining my property. So, and it's June right now, so everything's growing like crazy. So anyway, yeah, I wear these bright colors so that drivers will see me and not run me over. Also, what I'm wearing is what some people call a sun shirt or a swimming shirt. It's for working out and sweating, but it doesn't, you know, fill with sweat. It's a special type of material. So you got the bright colors so that drivers will see you, and then you got the material that keeps you from getting overheated. And I really like these shirts. I have a bunch of different ones that I like to wear. Anyway, so I'm just checking out my property, looking at work that I need to do on the property, because it does need work. Everything's growing like crazy. What am I doing on time here? Okay, I've burned 140 calories. That's another thing that I got this Galaxy smartwatch, which is really awesome because it helps me not only to, you know, monitor my workouts, but it also enables me to keep track of my medications, my supplements, my sleep patterns, my heart rate. It lets me know about all of these things. And despite having worked out my entire life and eating a really healthy diet most of my life, you know, I still have ailments, some of which are just, you know, running the family. Some I'm avoiding. Like, I have a lot of diabetics in my family, but I'm not, and it's largely because of my diet and exercise routine. So I get out here not just to, you know, keep my body fat level down or to stay in shape, but also to stay healthy. I've seen a lot of fitness bloggers talk about this, the ones who have the philosophy of, let me give you the reality check. And they're always saying, just move, get out and move. That's really what you need to do. You don't need special equipment, get out and move. So that's what I do. And now, because I shifted my workout program to power walking, when my wife and I go to Europe, we got to walk around a lot. That's nothing for me. In fact, if I don't get out and walk around, I start to get cranky. We need to get out. Let's go out and walk around. Let's get out and get some fresh air and get the heart pumping and go have some delicious food. Because the last thing you want is to get over there and you're supposed to enjoy your vacation, and you're not able to because you can't even walk one block. We went on a cruise once with some friends, couples. It was a cruise that started in Barcelona, Spain, and then every day it would hit a different port city, and we'd get out and go shopping and dining. And one of our couple friends brought their mother and her boyfriend, and she was elderly and starting to get a little senile, and it was sad because she could not manage to walk around those cobblestone streets in cities like Rome. I think she did fine in Marseille, France, but Palermo, she had problems there. And you don't want to be in that situation when you're traveling the world, And the thing is, it doesn't have to be like that, You're not doomed, you're not condemned to that condition. But when you get past a certain age, the more you allow yourself to atrophy and get out of shape, the more difficult it is to come out of that. And you can get to the point of no return at one point where you can get better, but you can't really get out of it. And that just sounds like death to me, So on this channel, I'm going to show you my workout routines. If you want to work out with me, that'll be awesome. If you just want to, go with me on my power walks, we can do that. Comes one of my neighbors. I wave at everybody to remind them that, we have pedestrians here. And it's nice because it reminds people to slow down when they're in the neighborhood, because a lot of people, we get out, we're commuting, we're driving around doing things, and we're trying to get home, we're trying to get to work, and we forget that, we need to slow down when we get in the subdivision, Plus it also creates, I think, a friendlier environment where neighbors feel like neighbors, We are not all the same in my subdivision. Politically, we're not. Racially, we're not. It's mostly white, but there are some people from other countries here. My wife's from another country. And so I like to encourage an attitude of inclusion, even with the people who are not inclusive. Because deep down inside, I think most people know that kindness and inclusivity are a better way to be. It's it's like taking the high road, And if you exercise that attitude and that philosophy in front of people who are not like that, it can oftentimes be a reminder to them that they need to be better. That's what we do with our kids, right? We're supposed to. So also, if you're interested, I'm going to share with you guys some of the tricks I have for taking care of my property, some of the tools that I use that I think are more practical, some of the gadgets that I use. Let's see what else. I also want to share with you some ideas about finances, especially when you get to your retirement years. Just ideas. I'm not a financial advisor, but I figured some things out, so I'll share those things with you and just propose them as ideas for you to explore, investigate, Travel tips, definitely give you some of those. Career tips, because when you retire, the last thing you want to do is to totally shut down and give up. And not do anything. You need to have something to do, right? So that can be a side hustle, that can be a hobby, whatever you want it to be. But you need to have something. As I've seen a lot of people, when they finally retire, fall apart. Some of them even die. They don't have a sense of purpose. So I'll share those things with you. Hopefully those things will work for you, or they'll inspire you to find something else that works for you. But, we can talk about it. Anyway, yeah, I'm in Florida. Oh, I'm at 30 minutes. Time to head home. My wife is a business owner. She's also the president of a Hispanic chamber, and she's very busy. And that's, we're empty nesters. The kids are adults now. One of our kids actually lives in Germany. So we have a very peaceful household now. That's been for a couple of years now, and that's how we like it. We don't like drama. And so we get home, and I'll probably do some more work on some of the projects that I'm working on, and then wrap it up. And she's in the mood, she might cook some delicious meal, and if not, that's fine too. I'm not entitled to a wife who is also a chef and a housekeeper. That's not how I grew up. Although she is very old-fashioned and still does a lot of that stuff. It's amazing. She talks about how easy I am to please. I'm like, well, because, I don't expect you to do any of that. I appreciate the fact that you do those things, but I'm not entitled to that. So, looks like we got another neighbor coming along. Anyway, yeah, and get back to the house and get cleaned up and get back to the computer. So you might be wondering what it is that I do. I do a combination of basically two things. I'm an instructional designer and what I call an AI video editor. I say that because I use a lot of AI tools to assist my editing and to enhance the videos that I create. Most of the videos that I create are training videos for companies. Some of the videos are marketing videos for colleges and businesses and organizations. I also make what are called interactive learning modules. If you've ever had to do a company training, like onboarding or something like that, you know what it is. That's what I'm talking about. And so this is the entrance to our house. It's what we call the courtyard. It actually has a pool. Little pool in the middle there. It's very nice. We call it an entertainment house. And anyway, one of her hobbies is interior design. It's not what she does for a living though. It's her personal little hobby. Anyway, that's it for now. I really hope that you want to, get involved in this channel and give me your feedback on what kind of content you want to see in this. It is going to be largely about my journey and training for retirement, all the things that I want to do. And if you want to give me feedback and advice, I'm open to that. I'm hoping that you'll get something out of it. And I hope that, if you're in a similar boat or getting there, that, you'll share this journey with them. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to, what you have to say about it.